Welcome to the You Empowered podcast with your host, Justine Jetty. If you want to unlock your potential and step into the most authentic, healthiest, and happiest version of you, then you're in the right place. Each week, we'll dive into practical, evidence-based strategies for your habits, mindset, and health so you can create a life and a body you love. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to the You Empowered podcast. Today, I want to talk about self-sabotage, what it is, how it shows up, and how you can shift it so it no longer gets in the way of your goals and your results. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, for many years, I thought that self-sabotage meant that I was lazy, undisciplined, or just didn't want my goals badly enough. It's why my perfectionism would sabotage my progress, where I would swing from being on or off a plan, or where I would eat healthy all day just to binge and emotionally eat at night. Or I'd have one perfect week of gym attendance where I would go 4 or 5 times in the week just to spend the following week on the couch sore and tired. But here's what I got wrong about self-sabotage, like so many women do. Self-sabotage is not about willpower, it's not about your motivation, and it's certainly not about your discipline or effort. You see, self-sabotage is actually about protection. Your brain doesn't give a shit about your goals. Our brains are not wired for our success, they are wired for our survival. So when you start a new routine or make any change that goes against your current predictable routines, coping mechanisms, or how you see yourself, your brain registers that as a threat and pushes back. Now, your brain will always choose what is safe and familiar for you over what feels uncertain. This is really important that you understand this, because even if what is safe and familiar for you is unsupportive and detrimental to your goals and to yourself, your brain will still choose that over the uncertain new thing that is right for you. When you understand that your brain and your nervous system is set up not to prioritize your goals or your desires or what you want in life, but to prioritize predictability, perceived safety, and emotional regulation, you realize that you don't need to beat yourself up or shame yourself or even force yourself out of your self-sabotage patterns, because forcing that just won't do anything. It'll often just make it worse. So most women are stuck not because they lack information. I think we can all agree in this digital age with AI and everything, it's so easy to get information at our fingertips. The reason why so many women stay stuck is because they stay stuck in the same patterns that keep playing out, that you're either unaware of or you might be aware of, but you have no idea how to overcome them so you can see results and keep those results long term. So just for clarity, self-sabotage is when your actions are not aligned with the goals that you say that you want. So this normally shows up in the following ways when you're on a health and fitness journey. And by the way, a lot of these I sabotaged and I did in the beginning of my journey too. So this can look like you track your calories all day to then go out to a social event and completely overeat or overindulge. Or you eat healthy or quote unquote clean from Monday to Thursday just to blow out from Friday to Sunday. You can go hard and overdo it in the gym to then not train the following week. Or you allow one bad day or one off day to turn into a week of not doing what you said you would. This also looks like setting unrealistic expectations and targets for yourself to meet so that when inevitably you can't stick to them or keep them anymore because they're unsustainable, you assume that you're incapable when it was your approach that didn't serve you. Another way this shows up is being able to stick to a plan perfectly when conditions are great, but everything goes out the window when life gets busier or more stressful, or you're faced with something that is unexpected. Putting yourself on the lowest tier of your list of priorities, so whenever something changes, your self-care is the first thing that gets shelved. Or staying in information gathering mode and procrastination, telling yourself you know what to do but you're not doing it because you're unwilling to face the fears that are keeping you stuck in inaction. So here is a powerful truth that I really wish every single woman knew before she pursued her health and fitness goals. And it's something that no one is speaking about, or I certainly haven't heard anyone speaking about. And the truth is this: if you want to change your body, you also have to be willing to change your self-image. Because you can't hold something that you do not have the capacity for. Just like if you have never done a strength training workout in your life, you wouldn't expect yourself to go into a gym and deadlift 100 kilos because your body hasn't built the capacity to hold the weight. The same is true for you and your goals. Because success changes your self-image. It creates a new default setting for you. And if your self-image is stuck in who you used to be, your brain and your nervous system will keep pulling you back there. It's why when I used to work in the gym, I'm now fully online, I have been for the last few years, but when I did work in a gym, I would see so many women who would do the gym's like 30-day challenge or, 12-week transformation, just to see them go backwards and go back to the same starting point, sometimes even worse than what they started with in a few months' time. The whole diet and fitness industry has duped women into believing that their success is found in a surface level training and diet plan. So it ignores the real work that you need to do with your self-image and changing your behaviors. And now I realize that that doesn't sound very sexy, but it's the truth. So how do you break out of your self-sabotaging patterns? It's not about willpower or force. You can't out-discipline a protective pattern that your nervous system has established. So to start breaking out of these patterns, you need to start with self-compassion first. Not judgment, not criticism. I promise nothing is wrong with you. Instead, it starts with understanding what your brain is trying to protect you from and reframing that, understanding what your needs are that are being met with your self-sabotaging behaviors and how to meet those needs in a more supportive and productive way. For example, overeating at night is never about food. I lived in this pattern for many years. For me, it was about feeling comforted at the end of a very stressful job because I had a high stressful job back in those years. And it was a form of self-soothing for me. It wasn't anything to do with food. So the first is to find the patterns in your behavior. It might be that you notice that you doom scroll most nights, so you're waking up exhausted and, asking yourself the question, what is doom scrolling distracting me from? Or if it's binging or emotional eating, when do you tend to do that? Is it when you're bored, you're stressed, you're tired? And what is the need there that needs to be met? Once you've identified these, you then want to create, and this is really key here, you want to create a realistic strategy that feels safe for you to use instead of your default coping mechanisms that you have been doing. So this looks like creating a realistic, healthier habit that meets your needs or emotional regulation skills and effective habits that are sustainable and fit your real life. This is the work that I do with my clients because I want women to understand themselves better and have confidence to know what they need. So consistency feels simple and natural, not hard and forced. I hope that today's episode supported you. If you're tired of fighting yourself and you're ready to create a real and lasting transformation where you become the woman who can keep her results for life, navigate any season with confidence and feel proud and comfortable in herself and her body, then you can either book a call with me or take my free Women's Mind and Body Root Cause assessment. The assessment clearly shows you your patterns, behaviors, and blind spots that are quietly driving your self-sabotage, and it gives you an actionable plan that meets you where you are to start to shift this so you can see results. I'll put both links in the show notes. Until next time, take care.